Hey there everyone, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Xevoz Neo-Sapiens Alpha Ranger battling figure kit. Xevoz was a line of figures that came and went in the early 2000s. I think it was 2002, 2003 and lasted about a year if not 2 years. This is made by Hasbro, and they acquired the license from Xevoz for the figure designs, and they created their own universe for these characters to inhabit. And the real cool thing about this Xevoz line was their posability and articulation, and I believe they're the most articulated and posable figures I've ever seen. And I just wish they would actually bring this line back, because it is really cool line. And it's very underrated. And the thing about the posability of these figures is that every joint, or at least every major joint in the figure is a ball joint. So you can really get these figures into cool positions and poses. And you could also mix and match with the other Xevoz figure lines, so you could create your own figure in a sense. Taking a look at the package here, you can see here the slogan here, "Build, Battle, Xevolve." That's pretty neat. And just looking at the package, if you can see beyond the front packaging here, you can actually see most of the parts. So you can see it comes with multiple heads, the legs, the arms, the torso, and all sorts of accessories here. It's just really cool, very underrated. It looks like I bought this at KB Toys a while ago, 2004, based on the sticker. It was going down to 3 for $10. This was probably toward the end of its lifeline, although the Alpha Ranger was one of the earlier releases. Taking a look at the back of the package here, you can see a description of the Neo-Sapien faction and the Alpha Ranger in specific. The Xevoz line had multiple factions, which was kind of cool. The Neo-Sapiens are basically like humans, and then they had like Meta Beasts, an undead faction, a elemental and a robotic faction. They even, toward the end of its line, they even had like fantasy and superhero, I believe, at one point. And there's also a gaming component, but I never bothered to read the rules or bothered to learn how to play. I really bought them for the figures, but they got names for certain, I guess, maneuvers you could do based on how you built your figure. And it also came with like a customizable dice type what do you call it, item. It's called a Battle Helix. And then you can see here where two factions, an elemental faction and a robotic faction, you can combine the parts to create your own figure on there. There's, if you want to read some more of that information there, and also there. But let's go ahead and take this guy out of the package, because there's a lot to go over on this, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and all the parts are out of the package, and I may have to break this video into two parts, because there's just a lot of stuff here. But the first thing we'll go over here is the instruction sheets and sticker sheets and a whole bunch of other doco, and we can go over those real quick. First thing we have here is a data file on the Alpha Ranger. It basically shows a recommended setup of constructing your Alpha Ranger, and showing all the joints right here, and all the, you can see where all the ball joints go, and each each part of the body has peg holes where you can attach armor or weapons or other pieces from other sets on here. You can see it comes with 3 heads for this set. And here's the BFG. You can see it's like a cable link to the backpack if you wanted to create it, a handle to go to the BFG, a knife if you want to create like a bayonet type thing, or if you just want to wield it in the hand. And some more weapons here. You got a rifle, pistol, and some steel knuckles, I guess. Kind of neat. And the other side here, you can see some photos of 2 configurations of a Alpha Ranger using different parts. Here's an artist rendition of an Alpha Ranger. And then here's a guide on applying the sticker sheet, the stickers from the sticker sheet onto the various parts of the Alpha Ranger, and they look like they're color coded. The pink are like different types of face for this head, orange is for this head, or probably the top knot head. I never bothered to use these sticker sheets. I always allowed my imagination to fill in the gaps on those. But that's basically an instruction sheet there. Next up is Battle Basics. It looks like a quick overview of the game. Quick reference sheet type of thing. There's the back of that. Next up we have, here's another data file. These are basically other figures from the Xevoz line. You can see here, there's an Unnatural. This is basically like an undead faction. There's the Neo Sapien, Alpha Ranger. And the Unnatural was called a Skulljack. Then you have a Meta Beast, Razor Claw here. He looks like a tiger or some feline type of character. Then you have a Biomecha Sledge Trooper. It's a robotic type of faction there. And the next one we have the Hyper Furies, which is like the elemental faction. This one's called Inferno Fury. Then we have here the Sectoid faction, which is like a bug-like faction. This one's called Bone Cutter. And then we have another Neo Sapien. This one's called Shadowblade. Which is almost like a commando type of thing. Actually, I've seen custom figures of the Shadowblade to create like a Snake Eyes type of figure, which is kind of cool. Here's a picture of combined sets on there. And then the other side of this fold-out is instructions on how to construct your character, how to construct the battle helix using the power glyphs, which were those name parts of each of the figure or the weapons. Here's how to construct the helix on there. More instructions on the game. More parts equals more power on there. And it looks like you demolish your opponent part by part. And there's a mix figure there. And then the Xevoz website, which I don't think is no longer active, but it was active for a long time after the Xevoz line ended. But I don't think it's active anymore. Here's the sticker sheet on here. Oh, let me turn that upside down so you can see it better. And you can see the various faces here. You can apply to the, you even got a cybernetic type of, looks like a Borg. Insignias, applications to the weapons and equipment. Like I said, I always just use my imagination to fill in the details on there. Okay. And then you have a quick sheet here of how to take off the joints easily, because if you don't do it correctly, it's kind of hard to actually disassemble it. So they show you recommended assembly and disassembly. Okay, that's it for part 1. And part 2, we'll go ahead and go over the rest of the parts. I'll see you next time.